What's up, everybody? You're checking out the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, The Hot Commodity, joined by my friend and co-host. Introduce yourself, sir.
Chris Russell TV, and we are here covering AEW Dynamite for one of the first times in a long time. We covered All In. This was not a good, aftermath of a show. A lot of confusion going into tonight as we were recording the week after. But let's talk about it.
I feel like I'm God because there's like a light, so I'm moving. There we go. Hello. This is better. Okay. All right. So yes, Christian, as Christian said, we're covering AEW Dynamite from August 28, 2024, live in Champaign, Illinois. I do agree with Christian. This is a lot was happening in this episode. Some new storylines, matches made for All Out, and we're going to cover it all. So we start out with Jon Moxley coming out. We haven't seen him in a while. Tony Schivonie comes out to interview him. Moxley says, I have been doing a lot of thinking about things that need to get done. I came here looking to have a conversation with a man who is not here. Darby Allin, it's about time you and I had a talk. I'm not going to be hard to find. It's going to take time for everyone to wrap their brains around this. This is not your company anymore. And then he leaves. Those are interesting words, and everyone is automatically going to assume he's talking about possibly an invasion angle. We saw the picture of Shane McMahon with Tony Khan, and it would be interesting if we did see Jon Moxley kind of head this sort of new group, this new revolution. But all we know from this promo right now is that Moxley wants Darby Allin. Things are different. And he tells Tony Schiavone, this is not your company anymore. With an intense kick, what did you think of that segment there? That's your version of Marina Shafir later on in the night.
So, I don't like Jon Moxley. We know this. I think he's one of the most overrated pieces of shit to ever walk in this business. However, it was kind of good seeing him because he is one of the guys who has really made Dynamite. It's one of the big names, big draws. He needs something new. He needs to I'm gonna choke you out, and spit your guts, and bite your cock, and all this shit. Like, it doesn't make him sound tough. It's not tough. I don't want to hear how you're gonna bust my bones and drink my blood and smash my balls. Like, I don't want to hear anything about that. You telling me you're gonna do that shit does not make you a tough guy. So I just want to see something more authentic. I want to like maybe that is the real Jon Moxley. If that is the real Jon Moxley, that dude's a fucking maniac. But
Then he's a fucking maniac.
he needs to do something for me to get invested because I don't think I've ever really been invested into him. And when not, except when he was feuding with CM Punk. That shit felt so real. I don't know if it was because Punk is the draw or what. But
I don't know how I kind of have a different. I don't really like Moxley either because his matches tend to be the same. But I do think we're getting something different with him because although his promos usually are crazy, him snapping, he was very like straight to the point and very matter of fact. And it looks like something new is coming to AEW. And maybe I'm just one of the crazy fans that think Shane's coming in, but I'll take that.
I think he is.
I think he's coming.
I think he is. I really think he. I don't think WWE. I think he wants to get in the business, and I don't think WWE will. Don't want a McMahon present at the moment. You know what I mean?
It'll definitely be interesting. Our first match, though, we've got Tomohiro IIshi taking on Hangman Adam Page. They start trading rights with each other. Page lands a flying clothesline for a 2. Ishii lands a hard forearm in a Saito suplex for a 2 count. Page lands a Death Valley driver. Ishii lands a German. They land double clotheslines. Ishii hits a dead eye on Adam Page and a clothesline. Adam Page lands a dead eye and then a buckshot lariat. Page defeat Ishii in a very hard hitting match. But after the match, former AEW champion Swerve Strickland comes out with Prince Nana. They face off in the ring. Swerve says, I should have left you a bloody mess right now for getting involved in my match. I feel sorry for you. You've become a little child. Make no mistake. I may not have a title, but I'll always be a champion. You failed. Page says, you are not a champion. You are a piece of shit. You broke into my home and you can never beat me on your own. You're not as good as me. I want just you, and I like this to end. Swerve says, how about we lock them out and lock us in at All Out? You gave up at Revolution in a steel fight me at. Sorry, my handwriting is really sloppy.
No, you're good.
I don't have mental problems. Don't mind me. I do sometimes, but right now I'm just sort of like my brain is. He challenges Adam Page to a steel cage match at All Out. Swerve says, at Revolution, you gave up because you didn't want me to have the title. I drove after the pay-per-view. I drove out in the morning to your house, and I parked outside and saw you escorting your pregnant wife down the stairs. You were champion, and it will happen again. While you were a father, I was champion. You're focused on me. You can't do anything. Instead of burning my world down, yours is going to go up in flames. In the cage, what man are you going to show your kids that you are? And then Adam Page leaves. So sorry for that very clusterfuck synopsis of that promo. But basically, Swerve wants Adam Page in a steel cage match. He's going to get it. And he's basically taunting Page by saying he watched his pregnant wife and, pretty much talking about him as a dad. What do you think of all of this? And are you excited for the steel cage match?
This is the fourth match they're doing. I'm actually surprised that I'm not sick of it because I definitely think they have one of the better storylines going on in AEW. I don't really think it matters at this point who wins. It's just going to be a fight. There's no championship on the line. Swerve doesn't have his title anymore. I don't know how crazy I'm in the idea because this seems like we're going backwards.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's going back to Hangman. But I like it because of the story.
Yeah, I think the match is it's almost like them doing Rock versus Austin. You know it's going to be good, so just do it. So I feel like they could have ended the storyline with the Texas Death match, but I see them wanting to cash in on the fact that they've had good matches before, so why not do it one more time? Next up, we've got Harley Cameron with Saraya taking on the returning Jamie Hayter. Jamie gets the win after Haterade. What do you think? Should she go after which title should Jamie Hayter go after, the TBS or the women's?
The women's.
The women's.
The TBS feels more important than the women's, and that's not a good thing.
I was getting a drink, yeah.
Secondary title. And your world championship means nothing. Absolutely nothing in the women's division. And it never has. It hasn't in a long time. Long time. It's sad. It's sad because I don't think the AEW women's roster lacks talent. A lot of people may think so. As much as I despise Mercedes, she makes me physically ill. She's one of the
Makes me ill.
So she's awful. Like she's so like I don't know, but
She's ratchet.
Her going against Mercedes. It's just don't go against her. I don't want to see another promo. I want to see Jamie Hayter come back and do something. Right? She's been gone a long time. But she's not going to get over with fucking Mercedes Moné because she's just going to book it for herself. She literally says she has a writing team that helps her write her shit. Tony lets her book her own shit. Why do you think she beat Britt Baker at All In? Why do you think she hasn't put over the homegrown talent? What she
That's gonna be a problem down the line.
her first match in AEW, she won a title.
Mhm.
Fuck out of here. Fuck
We'll
her.
talk more about that.
I
MJF,
rather see a Tiffany Stratton cash in than ever.
what?
I'd rather see a Tiffany Stratton cash in than see Mercedes Moné ever pop up on my TV screen.
That might happen. MJF comes out. MJF says, I am in a tremendous amount of pain right now. After All In, I have lost my diamond ring, my title, and now have 2 herniated discs in my spine. None of you have my back. I denounce my USA citizenship, and the only place that matters is Plainview, Long Island. He goes, I denounce you fans who show me no respect. You live in lies. Without MJF, this company is a circus. Will Ospreay, I had you beat. You cheated like a gutless worm. This ain't over, boy. One day you will come close to winning the greatest prize, but I'm going to cut you out with a smile on my face. A little child that I try to help, Daniel Garcia, and before MJF can continue, Garcia attacks MJF from behind. He applies a guillotine lock to MJF. Security runs down, but MJF attacks Daniel Garcia from behind. Garcia gets the advantage and they are separated. Garcia grabs the mic. He says, Max, ruining your life is my fetish. At All Out, MJF versus Garcia. Beating you in a match isn't enough. I want to break your neck. So Daniel Garcia wants to break MJF's neck. They do have a match for All Out. What do you think?
Boring.
Yeah, Garcia fan?
Poor MJF. Do I like Danny Garcia? I think he's really boring. I think the only thing's over. What's he gonna do? Fucking
That's how he's gonna break MJF's neck. He's gonna like make MJF so excited by that dance. He's gonna break his neck.
He ain't gonna do shit. No. Daniel Garcia, I like the enthusiasm. I think he's cool. You know, he has some aura. He fits in well with pop culture in that aspect. As I can't say that in English. But he's just, I don't know if he's cut to be a main event superstar in pro wrestling like some people may think he should be. He needs something good out of this because MJF's the person in the company, him, Ospreay, they could he's in a feud with the 2 biggest superstars, wrestlers, whatever, in that company, in Ospreay and MJF. If they can't make something out of him,
then good luck. We'll have to see how All Out. I mean, maybe
he has to
they'll
go
have
to NXT or some shit because
we'll see. I mean, he kind of has like an attitude era aspect to him, you know, this silly gimmick, you know. But speaking of silly, I wasn't a big fan of this match. FTW champion Hook, Orange Cassidy, Kyle O'Reilly, and Ring of
fuck
Honor
Orange
champion.
Cassidy. Fuck Orange
I'm
Cassidy.
not a big fan of his. They're teaming up with Ring of Honor champion Mark Briscoe to take on Roderick Strong, Chris Jericho, Big Bill, and Brian Keith. And this was like I said, not a big fan of this. It wasn't terrible, but Hook applies the red rum to Roderick Strong. Roderick taps, but he has his foot under the ropes, which means that Roderick is probably going to go after the Hook after the match. As I said, Undisputed Kingdom attack Hook, and we'll probably get Hook defending against Roderick Strong. What do you think?
I just don't care for any of these guys.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I
But
I do like
all
Hook,
good
but
wrestlers, they really are. Except
yeah.
the Orange Cassidy's a fucking dickless mind.
Wow.
I'm Orange Cassidy. I'm gonna
Yeah. Kick with my fucking hands in my pockets.
make wrestling look so fake. And people know it's fake. How am I supposed to believe that this idiot, goofy looking moron, is that big, bad, and tough that he's kicking the shit out of some, beating the fuck out of everybody with his hands in his pocket? Get
I agree. He doesn't do it for me. Every time he comes on, I'm like, great.
I
And I look
change
forward.
every time he comes on. I remember the first ever Double or Nothing back in 2019. I watched him. I listened to Jim Cornette review about him, and then I agreed with everything he said after that. Oh my God.
Man, I don't know. I'm not a big fan either, but I get he's like a draw kind of because he does that stupid stuff. But people, speaking of stupid stuff, TBS champion Mercedes Moné has a party backstage. Private party shows over and congratulate her. Mark flirts with her until international champion Okada shows up and Mercedes says bye bitch and kicks them out. Stupid stuff. Is Okada going to be helping Mercedes? Kind of dumb. Um, really nothing to talk about.
The AEW, fuck. I remember whenever, oh, this guy's gonna.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just a way to get her on TV. Next up, though, I like this. AEW Women's Champion Mariah May comes out in a black robe. Mariah says, I am now champion, but I regret to inform the celebration has been postponed. You desperately need some glamour, and lucky for you, that's everything I am. Mariah takes off her black robe to reveal some nice black lingerie negligee. Uh, the crowd pops. I kind of popped a little bit. Uh, what do you think?
Segment of the fucking year, and it is not because of how well she told that promo.
No, you're stupid. Yeah,
God,
this is like attitude era
I don't
stuff.
know if you see the clip of the uh Barstool guy when he was interviewing her today?
No.
Dude from Barstool, he was interviewing her, and he was so like Mariah May like made him like she like said something like yeah like was talking to him like kind of like and then he like was his face just turned red and then his co-hosts are like why is your face all red like you blush and he was like no and then Mariah May was like look at me I'm right in my eyes and like he just
He
couldn't.
couldn't because he like, yeah, she's attractive. She is a
Mariah
glamour.
May can oh my lord.
Mariah May can do a lot of things for sure. Speaking of people who can do a lot of things, Ricochet makes his AEW Dynamite debut to take on Kyle Fletcher with Don Callis. And this is a basic Ricochet match. The only cool thing was when Kyle Fletcher big booted Ricochet into the crowd. Ricochet lands a standing shooting star press for a 2. Kyle lands a brain buster. And then Ricochet lands his new finisher, Vertigo, to become new. Well, he didn't become new champion, but he gets his first match win over there in AEW. What do you think? Oh, wait. Something happens afterwards. Afterwards, though, new AEW International Champion Will Ospreay comes out. But before Ospreay can say anything, Pac shows up and hits him with a poison rana on the ramp. Pac says, don't you dare forget about the bastard. Welcome to AEW Ricochet. Now get to the back of the line. This one belongs to me. So we're getting Pac versus Will Ospreay at All Out. What do you think though of Ricochet's debut and everything?
Ricochet's debut is okay. Simple AEW match. He's just gonna have a lot of those, and I think ultimately that's why he signed. Um, Pac versus Will Ospreay is gonna be fucking bang. I'm excited. I'm watching All Out for Swerve and Hangman and this match.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
should about the other ones, to be honest.
They probably will have a decent match. I'm a big fan of Pax and Will Ospreay. Like honestly, I think he's my favorite wrestler.
They're gonna have a phenomenal match.
Yeah, they're gonna kill it.
Every single match Will Ospreay has, it's like, dude, they're gonna kill it. Like,
100%.
he's the best wrestler in the ring.
I agree. Even over in WWE, I think Will Ospreay is a great wrestler. We see Jon Moxley backstage with Marina Shafir, and Marina attacks a bunch of security guards, and Moxley says humility is needed. So
Stupid.
I don't know what's going on here.
Boring and boring mixed together.
Goodbye. I just think of Marina when she was with Shayna Baszler in NXT. That's the only way that I really, remember her. But there's really nothing to talk about with that because we don't know what's happening. It's just Jon Moxley and her working together, kind of. But we do know this: AEW champion Bryan Danielson makes his way out to the ring. Bryan says, "Finally, Bryan Danielson is AEW champion. My daughter told me it was the best day of her life. That's my favorite moment of my entire career. My contract with AEW ended on August 1st. I need surgery and my family is ready for me to come home. I had a lot of thinking to do. I have loved pro wrestling forever, and the fact AEW exists has made my life better. It's time for me to go home, but not yet. I will not retire as champion. I'm going to fight for this title. As soon as I lose this, my full time is over, but that's not soon. Anybody who wants a shot, come get it. After he says that, TNT champion Jack Perry appears on the Titantron. Jack says, "You didn't believe in me, so I created my own future. My future is retire you and be the AEW champion." And then Perry attacks Bryan Danielson from behind and lands a running knee. And Perry holds up both the AEW and TNT championships. What are your thoughts?
What was the point of Danielson winning? Why can't he just have his retirement match in Tacoma? Why does he need to have a championship run? Like this, this just, I don't know. AEW gave me the feeling with Swerve and the other guys defending like, oh, he could actually lose. We know Danielson ain't losing that shit anytime soon, especially when he's about to retire.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
But do you think, like, what do you think? Why did they pick Jack Perry out of other people to be the one that, is going to fight Danielson? Do they think it's just an easy person for him to?
lost his TNT title. I have no idea. I can't answer that. I think it's just dumb. Bro. It makes no sense. He just
I
lost
agree.
the TNT title. I don't know. I can't.
Jack Perry is not my favorite, but maybe they're thinking with all the drama he's got going on that'll bring people in. But we've covered all of Dynamite. Let's talk quick about the matches that were made for tonight's Dynamite. We have the AEW Women's Champion Mariah May defending against Nyla Rose. That will be something, I guess. AEW Continental Champion Kazuchika Okada defending against Kyle Fletcher. That'll be pretty good. AEW World Trios Champion Claudio Castagnoli, Pac, and Wheeler Yuta taking on Will Ospreay, Kyle O'Reilly, and your favorite Orange Cassidy. And let's see. I think that is it. And then they're talking about Jon Moxley, his cryptic message. Obviously, we'll get more from that. But decent episode of Dynamite. We've got All Out this, what is it, Sunday?
Saturday.
This Saturday. Is it at night? Yeah. Nighttime show, All Out. We've got Dynamite beforehand. We also have our Bash in Berlin recap coming out. We have Raw recaps, SmackDown recaps, NXT. We also got Attitude Era coming our way. A lot coming down the pipe, so stay tuned. Christian, thank you for joining me again, my friend. We've covered AEW Dynamite in a long time, so it's good that we finally got back to it. But stay safe and stay uncensored. Bye, everybody.